Hi, I'm Renee Riley, your instructor. Glad to have you this semester. This video will just help us with some things that we need to do and be aware of for every class. Be our introduction video. I'm looking at the Java class, but of course the things that we're going to talk about should apply to all classes. So first of all of our content will be set up on Canvas. Some instructors have, some things that they give to you in handouts and some things in Canvas, and, they all do a great job. I keep everything on Canvas so that we know where to find it. So we'll try to make sure that that's true. Now, beyond Canvas, though, we might use other resources and facilities, cloud-based, web-based type things for each different class. So there's always other things that could be required. But looking at Canvas, first of all, when you open our class in Canvas, you'll see the introductory page. This page will start out as the required instructor information page, has all of my information, how to contact me, what my office hours are, and the handy dandy Zoom URL. I'll come back to that in just a minute. So that can be helpful. Now, in addition, there'll be links on this homepage to OTC resources, the syllabus, and all sorts of great things. Soon, though, I'll be changing this homepage to display the first 8-week schedule grid. So this will be different for each class. The grid will have links to each weekly module so that you can kind of keep track of where we are, what module we're currently working on. Now, what is a module? Well, Canvas is really built around the concept of modules, so they're pretty important. I could get to the week 1 module by clicking here, but I think I'm going to use this modules link over on the sidebar instead, so we can look at more than one module. When you bring up your modules link, you'll see that everything is organized for you under each module. So first of all, we have the syllabus and schedule, which are 8-week schedule blocks, again repeated, a weekly timeline suggestion for some classes, and then most classes will have some sort of setup module. This setup module is the place where you can find all the instructions you need about how to install the software that is required for a given class, how to get a login account for different things that are required for each class. So you should look at each item in the setup module to make sure that you have things properly set up on your machine. Additionally, in the setup module, you should find a link to the Zoom class session videos, which is just a playlist link to the videos that I record using Zoom. Now, after the setup, you should see the first week. And in this class, week 1 is kind of large, so it's split into different sections. You won't see that very often, just when modules seem to be kind of large. Each module starts with an overview, has some sort of requirements for assignments, maybe some PowerPoints to view, or external resources that need to be utilized or reviewed. And of course then activities and assignments, as well as a summary to indicate that you've completed each module. When you start out with a module, you can use Canvas and just click Next to go through each of the items in the module from beginning to end to make sure that you haven't missed anything. So that's up to you. Now, when you're looking at Canvas, notice that in some of these modules, some of these items have a little note that says like mark done or view. You'll see this little circle over here. And these modules have a note at the top that they require a completing of all items. So as I mentioned, I could just click Next through this module. This would allow me to view all the information and complete all the items. So I'll click on Setup Start here. I can click Next. review all of the information. Click Next. Review all of the information. And if you're using Canvas and you see an issue like this where a web page doesn't load, just click on the link in the title bar and that should allow it to load. It loads properly in some browsers. Now this setup module has a video and additional information, so it has a requirement to click to mark it as done. So I will do all of the things that are required and then mark this as done. The next item also is super important, so it has a requirement to be marked as done. Again, I'll read all this information, make sure that I've completed any required steps, and mark it as done. I can keep clicking Next through all of these items, marking things done as I complete them. Notice that not all items require that. In many cases, they will. Finally, the summary page requires a click to mark it as done. Now, hopefully all of these things will help you to review and make sure that you've completed the module appropriately. I'm going to click back on the modules link, traffic outside my house, and notice now how things have changed. Now it says I've completed all items. I have a little check mark, and I have a check mark beside all of those items that were required in some way. Some of them I just had to view, some of them I had to click. Now, if these items were prerequisites to a module, that module will now be available to me because I have completed all the prerequisite items. As you begin your week 1 activities, you'll find the syllabus quiz, probably some sort of introductory activity, and an intro to your textbook. So, of course, your textbook is super important. I am definitely not one of those teachers that doesn't use the textbook. I don't want you to be completely dependent on me. Goodness knows there are many resources out there, and I want you to be able to use them all. Now, I'd like to show you Zoom. I'm going to go back to the home page. And I do Zoom sessions whenever possible for seated classes. So if I'm doing any sort of lecture or practice activity or working with the class, we'll start up a Zoom session, which allows everybody in the class to share their screen or see my screen, and we can work together. Additionally, I can record those Zoom sessions and post them to YouTube for later for everybody's help. So whenever we do a Zoom session in class, I'll always use the same Zoom URL. So you can always use this URL here, which happens to be my office phone number. I'm going to click on that and show you what it should look like. I have a Zoom session going. So I'm going to open Zoom meetings. You might have to install a little applet if you haven't done a Zoom session before. I'm going to pick this as my name and join this section. We are hearing some double audio, but that just means that I joined and everything is good. Now, on my screen here that's being recorded, we're seeing the Zoom session that's live. So in the Zoom session that's live, I could go into a chat and say, hello there. And then if somebody else replied to me, you'll be able to see it. It's kind of doubled up because I don't have multiple monitors on my Zoom session machine. But you can see we can do some chatting. We can do a lot of things. We can do some annotating. I can draw some things on the screen. Super important stuff. And type some things. Now, when we annotate like this, we are letting everybody that's in the Zoom session see our annotations. So we want to be aware and be careful of that, as you can see. Now, the main thing I wanted to show you about Zoom is that it's super easy to get started and get going. Like I said, you can use that Zoom session ID no matter what, and that's where we'll be. So if you have to, unfortunately, be forced to miss class, or you have some other reason that you would like to review the class content, you can do that with the Zoom session recordings. Okay, so I'm going to leave this Zoom session. Now I could do some other things. We'll explore that. Now I exited. I don't ever use it as a user. Let me see what I can do. Leave the meeting. I'll update later. So we see now Canvas is available to us for all of the information we need in our course, and Zoom is available for us to share screens and have videos, hopefully, of sessions in class where we want to review, or for whatever reason we need to look things up. Now, one last thing in Canvas, there may be a collaboration document set up for you to work with your classmates to share notes and other collaboration ideas. If so, you would access that document using the collaborations link. Now, I won't be able to access the document being set up as a student because I'm just in this weird student view, but you should be able to. And this document is one then that can be set up for everybody, and you guys can work together to create notes or do some other productive work to share knowledge as we work through our material. Now that's it for our video here. The important thing that we want to leave with is knowing that whether we're using a collaboration document or just working on a day-to-day activity, if we share our thoughts and ideas with others, with our classmates, with the instructor, we can help the semester to move much more smoothly. So I hope you have a great day. I look forward to working with you this semester. Bye-bye.